Okay, I've got some posts to open, which has been accumulating for a while, so I need to do that. So I figure that's the first thing we'll do today, is open the mail. Item number 1. Guess it must be this one. I have 2 European release copies of Quake. This is a UK release. And I think it's missing the disc. Got the jewel case. Nope, there's a disc in there. Okay, what? It's one of the European release copies then. My mistake. Don't think there's any difference to the disc. Hopefully I got the right disc still. Oh, I spoiled it. Well, it's obvious what I'm doing, isn't it? One of these is missing the disc. One of them looks like it has a bit of sun fading or something. Sun fading, or is it just a different print? It's like the whole box looks kind of different. Actually, this one has better color, but is in worse condition overall. Why does this box look so different? What is this? They're both European releases. Which, I don't know, I probably bought them, but there was no picture of the back of the box or something, so I had no way. You know, I don't really... I mean, I already had a copy of Quake. Why was I buying more copies of Quake? I'll just, if it's going really cheap, I'll just put a low bid in there, and if nobody else bids, then I wind up buying it, right? Even though I already have a copy, but yeah, I don't think I actually realized these were European releases at the time, because I you know, I only collect UK releases unless there isn't a UK release. That's the only scenario in which I'll get like a US copy of a game if I actually want it for the collection and it didn't actually receive a UK release. But anyway, somehow I wound up with these 2 European copies of Quake. Let's see. And one of them, I'll be very confused. Yeah, this one is missing the disc. I'd have been very confused if neither of these was missing a disc, because I've been searching for a disc for months. So this one has the disc, but the box is like slightly different. It's like a different print. It could be a different run or something. I don't know how many runs it got. But yeah. Okay, that is the type of disc that I got, though. I can do a little side by side, but I'm pretty sure it's probably exactly the same disc as in the UK box. And I'm pretty sure the disc that I got is, I mean, just based on the fact that I'm in the UK, is probably a UK disc. I was just going to tear into this, but I'll be a little bit more careful than that. They put it in a jewel case as well. Didn't think it was going to come with a jewel case. Oh my god, they've taped Well, it's fine. It's not the original jewel case, is it? But they have taped directly to the jewel case. They've used way too much tape for this. I would argue that you didn't need any tape. How do you get in this thing? Jesus. There's no way that I'm preserving this bubble wrap. I'm just gonna cut the tape. There's bubble wrap inside the jewel case. They've gone absolutely insane. Ah, well, that's not good. Okay, I didn't realize it was that bad. This disc is actually like completely sun faded. I thought the colors looked a little bit off in the picture, but this is fucked. Oh. Yeah, that's not gonna work, is it? Look at the difference. Jesus Christ. Do I return it? I can't. Fuck. I can't really return it because, I mean, the pictures. The picture kind of showed that it was. I mean, it didn't look this bad in the picture though. Well, that sucks. I probably need to replace this disc as well, and now I've just wasted money on a sun-faded Quake disc that I'm not going to be able to use for anything. In all honesty, I probably need to return this. We're not off to a very good start today. This is fucking ridiculous. Why did they put so much tape on this thing? Well, shit. My quest to find a replacement disc continues. Okay, next on the agenda. Gotta be very careful opening this. Boom. Half-Life Generation Pack. In pretty good condition. Ooh, okay. Didn't realize that was torn. The Half-Life Game of the Year edition box is pretty badly torn. In the top corners there. And some absolute psychopath has folded the frickin' flaps underneath for one. But number two, they've torn the top of the box open, even though it has a lid on the front. That is absolutely psychopathic behavior. Okay. Right. Didn't realize that, but so everything's here. More than expected, even. Manual, Sierra catalog, whatever this is, some sort of content warning, I don't know. Something about drivers. Registration cards. These are usually, well, those are often missing, right? Because people actually registered back in the day. And actually the insert for the front of the jewel case. But no disc or jewel case. The game is missing. But everything else is there. So I got this. Boom. Complete. Complete copy of Half-Life Generation. Nope. Half-Life Game of the Year edition. Not in great condition because some lunatic decided to tear the box open in several different places. And then this goes back in here like this. Yeah, it was in there backwards and the games were the wrong way around. I don't know, man. And then we have Opposing Force. It's not Game of the Year edition. It's the. Oh my god, they've done it to this box as well. I've never seen this with one of these Sierra boxes. Because they have they open from the front like this, but some absolute maniac decided to tear the top open. Could possibly be fixed with some glue. So we have Sierra catalog, manual, registration card, the jewel case insert not present this time. And so I got this. How do I get in this thing? There's about 1,000 layers of tape on it. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. The frickin' jewel case is damaged? I didn't notice that. It's just the teeth that hold the disc are broken. It's not too bad other than that. It's like a little bit scuffed. The manual's in pretty good condition. The disc looks good enough. This disc is actually better than the Half-Life Game of the Year edition disc. Okay, I need to find a better jewel case. Try and find a match closer to this one. It's a different type of teeth though. Yeah, that's a pretty good match. Jewel case has like a sticker on it, so I'll just take the tray. Just fucking snapped it. God damn it. Oh my god. Whatever plastic they used for these opposing force jewel cases did not stand the test of time. Sweet, there we go. Alright. Well, it's unfortunate about this. I didn't know about this. Wasn't included in the pictures. And also the Half-Life Game of the Year edition box. The outer box is torn as well. But still, it's nice to make a copy of Half-Life Generation complete again. I think I paid like $35 in total for everything to make this complete again. Probably could sell it for about $80, considering the condition. Still a win. Alright, well, Guess I'll use the disintegrating disk tray to store this World Atlas disk in. Okay, well, a little bit disappointing. Especially about the Quake disc being so sun-faded. I'm probably just gonna have to send it back. Yeah, it's just, it took me a really long time to track one down, and I still haven't really tracked one down. Okay, last box I have to open. It's a heavy one. Again, I just threw a starting bid on this and no one else bid, so here it is. Bit of a makeshift box, but hey, makes for a snug fit. Alright, so we got some pretty cool stuff here actually. Loose Tomb Raider 3, Loose Discworld Noir. This is probably the coolest bit though. Whatever the hell this is. Oh, I think the manual. Whoa, jeez, it's kind of falling apart. What is this? What is this? I wasn't even sure what this was when I was buying it. Is this the Return to Napoli expansion pack? Is it, or is it pronounced Napoli? What is this? It just says Unreal, but this is definitely not the usual Unreal manual, is it? What is this? This case is kind of falling to pieces. Could use that other one that the Quake disc came in, maybe, because it's the same type with the transparent thing. Is this the copy of Unreal that came with Totally Unreal? Maybe? It has like the border on the top and the bottom looks like the border on the Totally Unreal box. I had a copy of Totally Unreal and I don't remember it looking like this. Unfortunately, I sold it at some point and haven't managed to get it back. Still don't have a copy of Unreal Tournament in the collection either, and that's like one of my favorite boxes. Yeah, the screenshots, there's like screenshots of the multiplayer on the back. So I guess that's an Unreal Tournament screenshot. What the hell is this? Anyway. Maybe I'll be able to figure out what that is. The Armageddon collection. I don't know what that is. It vaguely rings a bell. This is just digital manuals for all of the games. This must be some sort of game compilation, and this is the disc that has all the manuals on it. Oh, this is pretty cool. House of the Dead. Yeah. That's pretty cool. Worms Armageddon. And the Addiction Pinball / Worms Armageddon screensaver. So the hell is this from? I don't know. Worms Armageddon and Addictions Pinball and Worms Armageddon screensaver. I don't know what this is from. Some sort of pack-in with Armageddon and Addiction Pinball and a screensaver of Quake 2. That's useful because my only copy of Quake 2 is sealed, so if I ever actually want to play some Quake 2, got a loose disc now. AVP. Yeah, this is probably the highlight. Grim Fandango. A little loose Grim Fandango. Can't complain. Both the discs are there. AVP Strategy Guide. I think I already have this one. Do I? Nope, don't have this one, so that's nice. There's the Alien vs. Predator Gold Edition. Came with the strategy guide, like packed in. So whether this was like a sold separately strategy guide or whether this is the strategy guide from a copy of AVP Gold Edition, I don't know. But I just recently sold a copy of AVP Gold that was missing the strategy guide. If I had this, I could have combined them, but it was in really poor condition. But maybe I'll be able to like find another copy of AVP Gold that's missing the strategy guide and put this with it at some point or something, but I don't have this one, so that's nice. We got the Curse of Monkey Island strategy guide. I'm not really a Monkey Island fan. I'm not really a point and click adventure guy, so I might just sell this one or something. But this one, well, it's another point and click adventure, isn't it? But Grim Fandango strategy guide, that's pretty cool. I mean, honestly, like, whilst I probably would never really play it, the aesthetic of Grim Fandango is pretty cool. I'll give it that. And Kingpin strategy guide. Kingpin, a Quake 2 engine game. That's why I own it, because I'm on a mission to own everything that was ever made in a Quake engine. You know, the Quake right through Gold Source and everything. It's like, I gotta have them all. Unreal strategy guide. Oh no, I don't have this one. I have the Unreal Tournament strategy guide. Don't have the Unreal strategy guide, so I'm doing pretty good here. I don't have most of these, any of them. I don't have any of these, so that's great. And we got some loose manuals. Loose manuals always come in handy for making games complete. Kingpin, Quake 2. What is this? Unreal? I've never seen this. Oh, there's a registration card in there. That is in there. That is like part of the book. What is this stuff? That's not what the Unreal Tournament manual looks like. I mean, that's sorry, not Unreal 12. That's not what the Unreal manual looks like. What is this from? What is this Unreal disc and this manual from? I have no idea. Discworld Noir manual. Here we go. The manual for the Grim Fandango. That's nice. Toonstruck. Never played it. Never owned it. We got a little product catalog from GT Interactive. Little Quake 2. What is this? Little Quake 2 map guide. Okay, it's all the maps from Quake 2 broken down. Pretty cool. Curse of Monkey Island user manual. User journal, it says. Actually, what's the difference? It's just a different name for a manual. It's not actually a journal. There we go. That's it. That's the mail. Yeah, paid next to nothing for all this stuff, so like I say, no one else bid on these. So I'll take them. You know, I don't really collect for the strategy guides. But hell, you know, when I'm paying next to nothing for them, I'll take them. They're pretty cool. I do enjoy flipping through them from time to time. Nice. These can go on the giant stack of loose manuals that I'm accumulating. Always comes in handy. You know, you can pick up a cheap game that way for your collection, or you can pick up a game and make it complete and then resell it and then use the money for something you actually want for your collection. It's always good to have loose manuals. Loose manuals, loose discs, complete games. Yeah, the only problem is, and I thought this at the time, I don't have any shelf space left. I don't have any room for strategy guides anymore. What I'm going to have to do is take the little Sims guide bundle off of the shelf and put these on there in its place. That's what I'm going to have to do. What is this? Oh, it's a Brady Games guide, right? That's like the other one, isn't it? I like the primer guides because they all just look good together on the shelf. Brady Games. I don't know if I have any other Brady Games guides. Find space, dude. Free shelf space is literally the most valuable thing in the universe. Oh, here we go. Here's a spot. I still haven't found room for the Quake 2 mission packs on the shelves. Alright, and And go on the ever-growing tower of jewel cases. Maybe not this one, though, because it's cardboard, a little bit fragile. Yeah, I do actually need a better storage solution for my jewel cases instead of just having them in a big stack, because I can't easily pull them out. And some games, like Little Big Adventure 2, for example, I only own a loose jewel case copy of it. So, yeah, I do play some of them, and they're not easily accessible right now. This is a mystery. What the hell is this from? The case is broken. I'm almost tempted to just use the jewel case that came with the Quake disc, but then I wouldn't be able to send it back. Oh, this AVP also has the transparent. I probably have another one with the transparent spine somewhere. If I get many more loose jewel cases, the tower is going to reach the ceiling. Just use like one of those like CD racks. That's what they're called, not jewel case racks. Where would I even put that though? We're at capacity here. I've been really happy that I've managed to sell a few games recently and get some shelf space back. But we have reached the limit. That's true, actually. That would be a really nice little spot for one. Just have to clear a bit of stuff out in this corner. Well, if I ever have any money in the budget for new furniture, I'm going to measure up that space and get hopefully a nice CD rack that will just fit right in there. God knows when that will be. Maybe when the game is done. We'll see. Yeah, it is getting a little bit concerning now, because I think there's probably about 3 years of development left to go. And I'm a little bit worried about the money at this point. That's why the recent setbacks were kind of like extra stressful. Now that I have to do all of this optimization, because I kind of thought that I was closer than I am, if you know what I mean. I thought I was closer than this, but realizing that everything has to be optimized, that sets me back a fair amount. Yeah. A publishing deal is absolutely necessary for me, though. Mainly because I either need, as part of the deal, I need talent to, I need like some studio to lend me some team members who can do the art and the sound and the music and stuff, or I need like a publishing deal where I can get the money to hire people to do that stuff. And also I'd need to be able to survive for like another couple of years, another 2-3 years to get it done as well. So, publishing deal is, I'm realizing, I mean, kind of always knew this, right? But that's the reason. It's like to get the art and the graphics and the sound. The art and the graphics, I guess, yeah, I mean, I guess art is kind of separate from the graphics. and the music. To get all of that stuff done, I'm gonna need a publishing deal because I can't do it myself. I mean, I like with an unlimited amount of time. I suppose I theoretically could. I could spend the next 30 years learning how to do sound design, composition, play several different instruments, and how to like draw pixel art and how to make UIs and how to make concept art and stuff. Theoretically, I could release the game on my 70th birthday or something, and but that's, I don't have unlimited time. That's the limiting factor here that makes it necessary for me to get a publishing deal. And then there's the marketing side of things as well. And I mean, dear God, I suck at marketing things. I can do the thing, but as far as promoting it goes, I'm really not very good at that. It's also just a time thing. It's like developing the game takes basically 100% of my time. Not like I have spare time to do marketing stuff. That's why I stream, basically, because I can, in a way, streaming is marketing. And I can be developing at the same time, so... But it's like making devlogs, but then again, YouTube is absolute garbage. Like, it's basically just a complete waste of time to try and promote your game through YouTube or whatever. It's like, it's just not worth it. Your time would be better spent making your game, getting a Steam page, entering festivals, contacting streamers, let's players and stuff. Your time would be much better spent doing any of those things over like trying to make YouTube videos about your game. That's just about like the worst use of your time. Let's just get this in a script. Script 90, yeah, whatever. Let's just get this in there. So I can look at it. And oh yeah, Brewer confused the hell out of me yesterday with this shit. Where is it? This one. Yeah, because I'm new to this. Like, you can add structs to arrays by using these brackets here after the equals. But I've never seen it done like this. I'm used to it being like, like this. So when he was writing this, I was like, what the hell is this from and to, Oh, they're just variable names, right? I'm used to it being formatted like this, and I'm barely even used to that. Oh, now I'm getting the frickin' errors from this. What's going on? Last time it was some missing bracket somewhere. Hey, Mr. Enigma. Not yet. No, I'm not. I'm not that desperate. I do look like a broom. You could flip me up and down and sweep the floor, but I'm not that desperate yet. What the fuck is wrong with this? I thought we fixed this yesterday. I can't even remember what we did. Pretty sure Brewer found the solution. Man, I'm not going back to that barber's though. That guy does not know how to cut hair. This is probably the worst haircut I've ever had. Also, just like kind of a loser. Not what I would describe as a cool person. Oh, I gotta open the other window. It's roasting. Weather's supposed to pick up this weekend, and looks like it's going to be nice going into next week, so going to be able to get outside again. Right now, I think it's just hot because I'm running the washing machine downstairs. I want my clothes to be clean for tomorrow. Well, I have a particular outfit in mind because I'm going to see this girl again, so I'm like, oh yeah, gotta look good. But also, I'm not doing the laundry on Sundays anymore. Because I'm pretty sure that's why I keep having the technical difficulties when I'm doing the drum streams. Because I usually run the washing machine at the same time, and I think it's doing something to the electricity. I think that's what it is. I was trying to find like what's the common factor here whenever I get these technical difficulties. Oh, what the fuck is wrong with this shit, dude? Add neighbor. Wait, what the hell? Yeah, the same thing was happening yesterday, and it was nothing to do with those. It was like some missing bracket somewhere else, but I'm not seeing any brackets that are underlined. Oh my god, what the fuck, dude? The fuck is this? This one doesn't even have brackets. I think that's a viable way of writing stuff though, isn't it? Weirdly, I think the brackets are kind of optional. Or is that gonna fix it? No. But I'll keep it like that, just because I find it easier to understand what's going on. Or, wait, no, wait, what? No, that's right. Oh, what the fuck? Wait, where does this bracket go to? Oh, there. Start of the create world function. Yeah, it's probably going to take me a while to wrap my head around a lot of this stuff. There's like functions within functions. It's pretty insane. Why is that? What, do we have too many brackets or something? Where's that? There's that for loop, okay. Yeah, why is this not lining up though? Where the hell is this one? Oh, that's just in the wrong place. Okay. Cell keys. That's just retrieving, what is that? Just... what even is any of this, dude? It is adding neighbors. This is the one that adds neighbors to nodes? I don't know. Create all the nodes in the world. Add nodes to cells. Presumably this is assigning the neighbors to the nodes. And then, what is this? Adds the cell neighbors, right? Okay. And then then we're doing the connecting nodes. Oh, even this one's giving me an error. What is wrong with this? Add neighbor takes no more than 0 arguments. Are you sure about that? Where is it? Function add neighbor, where is that? There it is, it clearly takes 4 arguments. Is it that we're supposed to define this function before we use it? Is it a typo? No. Definitely typed correctly. Yeah, I noticed Brewer was typing neighbor with 2 O's in it a few times the other day. Neighbor. Yeah, well, we didn't have this issue yesterday. This has only shown up since I copied this into my project. Well, it clearly knows what the add neighbor function is, doesn't it? Why's the desk so low down? There we go. I'm gonna restart GameMaker. I don't think it's gonna fix it, but sometimes it does. Okay, that seems to have fixed it actually. There we go. Cool. So we create the maps, one for nodes, one for cells. And we have a node function, which creates nodes. Makes sense, right? We're taking the ID, which is also the coordinates, and dividing it by 32 to find the cell coordinate. Cell coordinate. I don't really know how that works. Well, I may not understand the math, but it's somehow figuring out what cell it's in. And then it adds the nodes to that cell, I guess. And this function is inside of this constructor, which means it has access to all this stuff. Oh, and then we did like node attached to cell somewhere. Let me look at that. Node attached to cell underscore node. We're retrieving the node via the key and then running attached to cell inside of the node. Okay. I don't really understand that. Because the node constructor would add all of this stuff to the struct that it creates, right? So when we run attached to cell on the struct, it has access to all of this stuff that's in. It's not this stuff it has access to. It's like the stuff that this creates inside of the struct that it has access to, but this still needs to be in here to set that up, I suppose. Oh, and then there's our cleanup thing. Assign connection node. Oh, we were thinking about a possible alternate location where you could do that. Function cell. So this is a constructor that creates cell structs. Okay, and then there it's got its coordinates, it's got its ID, it's got its neighbors, it's got its weights. We haven't really gotten to weights yet. We'll get there, I'm sure. Nodes, because every cell contains nodes, and then connect nodes as distinct from regular nodes, although regular nodes are connect nodes. It's just like two different ways of describing the same thing. Some of the nodes in a cell are connect nodes as well. Create the world nodes. So we've done all of the work up front that we need, and now we're actually creating the world nodes. We sort of loop through the grid with our double for loop, and we set the XY position of each node, and we add them to the map by providing the ID of the map, the key of the node, which is like the accessor, and then in here the value is a new node created by the node constructor, and we pass in I and j to formulate the ID. And we use a string format to format it correctly, and we pass in x and y to I'm not actually sure why we do that. Oh, just to set its x and y coordinates. This should be cells, and then we create all of the cells in the world. We loop through the cell grid, and we do basically the same thing. Now it's giving me an error for some reason. Wait, wasn't that just like fine 2 seconds ago? What's wrong with that? It's another restart GameMaker moment. Yeah, I was watching some crazy video yesterday about like the effects of music on like neurological development. They did some tests on rats. Like pregnant rats were exposed to one group was exposed to beautiful music, one group was exposed to like horrible noises, and one group was a control group. And the rats, when they were born, the rats that were exposed to beautiful music in the womb when they were born were like better at navigating mazes, essentially, to find water. And the ones that were exposed to horrible noises were like pretty bad at, they were worse. They would take the wrong path multiple times. They would like forget that it was a dead end and try again. I guess technically that would make them more insane, considering what the definition of insanity is. And there's also some observations on pregnant women that they did as well. I think basically like they were able to monitor the babies in the womb. I forget the exact details now, but they were like got them into the rest and digest state. I forget if this was the babies when they were in the womb or after they'd been born. I don't know, but you know, it got them into like that relaxed state, and the state would be maintained after they stopped listening to the music for a while as well. Just makes you think, like, if you're growing up in a city or something, or if like, you know, a woman is pregnant and she lives in a city and there's all these fucking horrible noises constantly, and traffic and construction and, you know, whatever else. It's like that's having an effect that essentially is making their child stupider when they enter the world. But if you live in, like, I don't know, somewhere peaceful, if you live in the woods, if you play beautiful music and have nature sounds all around you, then your child isn't going to be neurologically impaired. In fact, they'll be like enhanced. Pretty fucked to think about. It's like really puts the pressure on, doesn't it? It's like you've really got to sort out your environment if you're going to be having kids and stuff. Not that anybody thinks about that, except for the few people who do. Anyway, that was a bit of a tangent. Okay, well, is it giving me the error now? Where were we? New cell, new node. No, we're looking good. Create the cells. Then we have to add nodes to the cells. So we keys, dsmap keys to array. We make an array of the keys. We loop through the whole array. We set node to whichever. We set node to the key of whichever node we are currently looking at. And then we run attach to cell on that. Why is that blue? That's supposed to be a function. What happened? We run attach to cell. So is capitalization wrong or something? No? It's just freaking out. I don't know. We run attach to cell on each node in the array. Which looks at the global cells map, pulls the ID of the current cell that we're looking at, looks at the nodes map. No, what is it? Is it a map or what is it? It is a map. It looks at the nodes map within the cell, and then I don't know what this is all about. Oh yeah, it looks up the nodes map it accesses this key on the nodes map. Wait, how does that exist at this stage? I'm not sure. Maybe it just creates it if it doesn't already exist. I might be a little bit confused. And then it adds itself, which is the node, because we're running this function on the node. I got sort of a little bit confused there, but I got the general gist of it, I think. Neighbors. So, oh my god. So we have to add node.node xcord. So this the same node that we've just attached to the cell. We are now going to add neighbor. We're going to run add neighbor. What nodes? Global nodes. That's the nodes map. Okay, and then the ID. Okay. Yeah, because we got to find the neighbor. We got to look at the whole global node map. We're looking. Right, because the ID also doubles as a coordinate. Like, this is the x coordinate, even though it's an ID, but it's also a coordinate. And then we want to look one cell to the right, basically, is what we would do. So, wait, is that the x coordinate? Yeah, I think so. I'm assuming we provide the x coordinate first. This is the add neighbors function that's down here. Node 1 ID, node 2 ID. Oh, we're not providing coordinates here, no. We're providing the current node that we're working on, and then we find the neighboring node, so both coordinates are in this next bit. So yeah, that's why it's the x coordinate of the current node that we're looking at plus 1. And the y coordinate of the current node that we're looking at. So we've moved right one node. But we can only do this if we're not at the edge of the map, and that's what this is for, so that we don't try to add something that doesn't exist. And I've got to set all the rest of this up to add all of the neighbors in all 8 directions, and also not add anything that doesn't exist by looking off any side of the map. And then and then this one is looking bottom right, but I actually want to go counterclockwise, so in that case this just needs to be -1 instead of +1. Oh my god, now it's giving me a freaking error again. Doesn't like this, does it? Nodes. Node 1 ID. Node 2 ID. Wait. I don't know what it wants from me, dude. We're doing everything right there as far as I can tell. Oh my god, I'm so hungry. Didn't I like just eat breakfast? This is unbelievable. I've got to work out today as well. I'm starving. Ugh. Cell keys. What is this? this is where we're adding neighbors to nodes. It's there. So again, we convert our, well, we map our keys to an array, or we copy our map keys to an array. So we're doing the same process, but with cells instead of nodes. And top right wouldn't be able to exist if it was off the top of the screen as well, so we actually need to separate this into another if statement that says that it can't be, the x coordinate can't be the cell x coordinate for this one, the cell x coordinate plus 1 must be less than 16. Is there a position 0? No, these are wait, no, yeah, wait, is there a position 0? What is the x coordinate? Yes, it starts at 0 because it's not a room coordinate, it's like a grid coordinate. Okay, so x coordinate plus 1 must be less than 0, but for this one, that must be true, and also y coordinate minus 1 must be greater than 0. No, y coordinate minus 1 must be greater than 0, because we can't have negative positions on the grid. Okay, I don't know. I'm going to have to ask Brewer about why this error is showing up again, if he maybe can figure that out. What was that? Like a freaking tennis ball just hit the roof. Maybe it was a large bird. Okay, so yeah, we gotta figure out. I don't know. I can't figure it out. Hopefully, Brewer can figure out what the hell is wrong with this. Cell connect nodes. Cell connect nodes, right? So we gotta go through the cell, and we have a. Also, this is a function, right? Is it? Where is it? Oh, that's an array. Oh, okay. I don't know what's what anymore. Okay, that way if I'd continued reading, that would have made sense, because we're adding structs to an array. Okay, and this enum. So Brew was saying this is like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So these just kind of are like words that represent those numbers, I think. So that means, yeah, in this case, cellConnect.east just means position 0 in the connect nodes array, which is where we're creating the from and to. Well, we're creating a struct that contains a from and to. Which is the current node and the node it connects to. Why am I so hungry, dude? What the fuck is going on? Alright. I need like some sort of like, I gotta install like a conveyor belt here that just like funnels food directly into my face at all times. Oh my god. Global nodes. Excuse me? We're throwing the I and J in there. And we're modifying it like to. I forget. What's the math doing here exactly? Cells. So we're taking the position on the node grid. Yeah. Okay, right, because the east connection is in the middle right. It's like the middle right one. So that's position 31 plus 32 times I, because that will offset it automatically based on which cell we're in the for loop. And then it's 15 on Y because it's the 16th cell down. 32 times J, that will offset it based on the cell that we're in. And then that connects 1 over. Oh, and that's really nice how you can do that because we have like the world map. We have this big world map of nodes. It would be more difficult if they were contained within each individual cell. That's very cool. And that's 32 because it's one node to the right of this one, and those are the same because it's at the same Y position. And then we've set that. Oh, I gotta grab something to drink. And then we've got to do the rest of those, and presumably we do we need to do the same thing so that we don't like go off the edge of the map? Not sure. I mean, I would imagine we kind of do. And then we have to continue this with, wait, well, yeah, we've just got to do the remaining 7. And then this is the add neighbors function, which is used to add neighbors there. Weirdly, it's called nodes when we also use the same thing for cells. But that's okay. Node 1 equals node 1 ID. What? Yeah, okay. And then there's the wait. DS list add. Right, we use lists for this. Node 1 dot neighbors. Node 2 ID. Fairly straightforward, right? And then we weight it, and the weights, so the weights are just added to the weights list at the same index as the neighbors are added to the neighbors list. So that's probably how we can like check the weight of any given connection. And that and then we just do the inverse of that, where we add node 1 to node 2 as well. Okay, I loosely understand everything that's happening here. That's good. But yeah, okay, well, yeah, I have a question there for Brewer about when we're connecting nodes, or rather when we're assigning connecting nodes. When we're assigning connecting nodes, do we also need to check it's not looking outside of the room, is what I said. Basically, I mean, we're looking at a grid, right? But we can just use the term room, I suppose. Alright, well, I better work out because I am so hungry. That I'll probably die if I wait any longer. Oh, jeez. Okay. Right, well, I'll be back in a few minutes on the phone to lift some weights. Thanks for watching.